This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Hallis Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports, Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Show us here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Campbell.
All right. Hello. Your friends Ken and Ken sure are a different breed. Yes, they are. What's up, JB? Waiting for the wife for lunch, so I'll be out shortly. LOL. Love that picture, JB. I figured you guys would. Yes, that's right. I'm not panicking. And I understand what Max Crosby said, but you also have to listen to what Mark Davis said on Monday. I am not trading Crosby for multiple first-round picks. He didn't say two. He said multiple. So that means he's going to ask for a haul bigger than what Russell Wilson got because he knows what he has in that player. And yes, Buddy Conquito. And Will Vogel, yes, happy birthday. Good to see you today. And we'll see you tonight on the show because I know you'll be there. Man, I don't get what's up with YouTube. It's acting wonky on my phone. It won't let me get in here because I'm trying to see the chat so that I can fix it so I can talk about Broski's comments. It's just being very irritating this morning. I'm about ready to throw the damn thing through a wall. Rebuild mode. He can deny it all he wants. I'm not talking about Mark Davis denying it. He never denied it. I'm not denying it. They are in a rebuild mode. They will have a very high draft pick. But Mark Davis said he does not want to trade Crosby. So until he tells the GM he wants to trade him, Crosby's not going any fucking where. And I want to get that through people's thick skulls. Because Mark Davis loves Max Crosby. He actually sits at a cigar bar with him all the time and drinks his drink. I don't think Cleveland is shopping their stars. Hell, for that price, let's see, you could probably go to like 3 Panthers games this year. Just saying, I'd go to sports. Go see the people you wanted to see. We haven't heard that Miles Garrett or Nick Chubb is on the trade block. So, at the same time, while everybody always says, oh, this player's available, this player's available, that player's available, this player's available, until the GM and owners say, yeah, they're on the trade block, guess what? They're not. We can all say everybody has a price. I know you didn't mean any disrespect, buddy. I was the one talking as host through the chat. And yes, that is statistically factual. Amari Cooper since 2015 has had more drops in the league than any wide receiver that's played from 2015 till now by 202 to second place. And second place is Juju Smith-Schuster. I know November 5th is around the corner, Orlando, but until they're put on the trade block, you can't trade for them. This is what I'm trying to make people understand. This isn't Madden where you just automatically go, "Oh, I want that guy. I'm going to throw him a bunch of picks and turn the salary cap off." It doesn't work that way. We're going to have to absorb some of Crosby's contract because he has a massive dead cap hit because they just re-signed him this year. That's why they're not moving him. Cooper and Chase are Butterfingers. Yeah, I mean, this season it's Cooper at 1 and Chase at 2 and 3. Believe it or not, it isn't even Xavier Worthy or Juju Smith-Schuster or any of those guys. It's another good wide receiver, not on the Lions. It's Jaden Reed. I'm not saying there won't be trades. See, now you're putting words in my mouth. Orlando, I never said there wouldn't be trades. It's just not going to be one of those top flight guys if they're not on the trade block. Jesus, you guys hear what you want. I didn't say there wouldn't be trades, but we're not getting the players we wanted. That's what I'm saying because they're not even on the trade block. If he says I won't do it for multiple firsts, do you realize how much you're going to have to trade? It's going to be a Ricky Williams type of trade to get Max Crosby or Miles Garrett. That's what I'm telling you. You're basically going to have to sacrifice a whole year of drafting, maybe two. You're not talking about your average players there. You're talking about two guys that have been defensive players of the year type of players. All pro, not just Pro Bowl. There's a huge difference when you're trading for an all pro. I think it's funny that 2 days ago at 9 a.m., we heard the Lions contacted Reddick's agents. We've never heard they contacted the Jets, and it's been crickets ever since. Yeah, Brady owns 5%. He doesn't have a big voice in that room, Trippy Grippy Gypsy. I don't think that's the case. I'm going by what Mark Davis, the guy that owns over 90% of the team, said. And Paul Jones, you're exactly right. That's what I've been trying to get through to people. You know, it is what it is. Unless they're going to come down from that. Oh, Jesus Christ, Orlando. I swear nobody listens to the voice of reason. Imagine thinking they bring in Brady and not giving him a voice. Mark Davis is that type of owner. He's a Jerry Jones type of owner. He does what he wants. He brought in Josh McDaniels when they fired Gruden over everything. And then and NFL says now that the case is actually set. He goes, "Oh, if you drop your case, you can come back and coach." He's like, "Hell no, I'm not dropping this case because he's winning for wrongful termination." The main email that got him in trouble was when he told the guy at the Washington, "Hey, well, don't you ain't got to pump me up, not at all." I'll back myself up. I don't need my fans to do it. Yeah, Smith in Cleveland, that is a guy that actually is on. So they are a yes. I doubt it, Leonard. I seriously do. Mark Davis is one of those pig-headed Jerry Jones type of owners. He always has been. He said he does not want to trade Max Crosby on Monday. This was said yesterday, and yes, I understand all that. But at the same time, he didn't say trade me either. And they really can't afford to do it. The dead cap hit is massive off of that deal they just gave him. I just don't understand where people think that these owners are going to pull all that money because they just took a dead cap hit on numbnuts that they sent to the Jets. But let's talk about what's coming up because I don't have another morning show to talk about it. Yeah, and according to the Jags GM, the fire sale starts if they lose to the Pats. So I'm a Pats fan. Brady has been waiting 2 years to be a 5% owner. That's it. He's 5%. So that's 1/20th of a voice. He still has to trump the guy that has 90% of it. I have said to chill on the dreams. I've been saying it for 3 weeks now because it hasn't happened. And yes, I know the Hutch injury just happened, but I've been saying it for 3 weeks because everybody's been saying get Crosby to go opposite Hutch. And I've been shooting it down every time because I was talking about that. You could say Brady 1/20th of voice does not equal 90% of a voice. Holy smokes, Trippy Gypsy. I'm not even trying to be rude. I didn't say that. I'm saying Mark Davis has the deciding vote as the majority shareholder. But, you can believe what you want, but he just got on that board. I know Watts is not coming out of retirement. You guys said he was trading up into the top 10. He didn't have to trade up to the top 10. I said if he moves up, it would be 5 spots. And that's exactly what it was. Orlando, don't put words in my mouth. I said we weren't trading up into the top 15. Did we know the draft was going to fall the way it was? No. And Terrion Arnold was still there. And the Cowboys wanted an offensive tackle. I understand, Leonard, and you can talk all the shit you want. I'm done. I'm done with that talk. I'm trying to talk about the game coming up. You guys don't want to talk about the game coming up? Go ahead. Because I know for a fact there isn't a deal going to be done because if it wasn't done by 4 o'clock yesterday, they can't play this week anyway. Holy shit. And yes, I'm angry because I've been trying to get to what I want to fucking talk about and you guys just won't stop. I don't give two shits about Brady. I don't give two shits about the Raiders. I don't give two shits about any of it till it happens. There. I said what I have to say. I'm tired of it. God, I've been shooting this down all week and everybody just keeps up. I don't know who you are, Trippy Gypsy, but I'm sick of it because as soon as they said they were trading Stafford, I knew he was getting traded. And that's the reason why we didn't hire Robert Salah because of his stupid interview he did on his local thing. And I'm glad we didn't hire him. Yeah, but I did say if we traded up, it would be 5 spots. I wasn't wrong, Orlando. You can pull your receipts. I have 44 viewers across the networks. Excuse me, Trippy Gypsy. I go into 118 different countries. I go into 912 different cities. I track my analytics. I'm not crying. I'm fucking pissed off. Shut the fuck up. Davis is very questionable. There we go. Lions World, do it for Hutch and prayers for Hutch. 100%. They already said they're going to assess what they have after this week. They want to see what we have on our roster play this weekend. The fact that no trade was done yesterday at 4 p.m. means no trade that we make now helps us this week. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm done with it. I'm just going to start getting rid of people. I'm done. I'm done. Nobody wants to talk about what I want to talk about, then get the fuck out because I'm done. No more trade talk. Doesn't matter. They can't play this week. Let's talk about the game at hand because we got a game in 2 days, guys. Never mind. I'll just end the stream. Jesus Christ, I'm sick of it. You want to ask a question about the game? Go ahead. I'm done talking about trade. Nothing helps this week. I had the feeling we're going to move Amik Robertson if CD3 doesn't play. It is going to be a hard fought game. And the way I look at it, no matter who wins, it's only going to be 3 to 5 points difference. I don't think either offense is going to score over 30 points. I don't think either defense is going to completely stop the other one. We just lost half of our sack production, and I get that. But we got guys that performed after he went down in the last week and still held Dallas to a frickin' field goal. We still got 2 interceptions after that. Amen, Brent DeWitt. If people don't like what I have to say, get off my channel. I'm done. I'm done fighting. I'm done arguing. I'm done. Yes, that is what we do. And I don't give two shits. I'll block each one of you say. Watch. It'll happen. Yes, it is going to be a tough game this week for us. I never said it was. Uh, you're preaching to the choir. I know this. I know Darnold might be better than Dak. He's on a better roster. What I'm saying is we still managed to generate pressure to force those mistakes in that second half after Hutchinson went down. That is why I'm not panicking. That is why I'm not like, oh my God, this guy is falling. Prayers up for Hutch. 100%. I want him to get fully healthy and come back next year. I mean, if you listen to Troy Aikman talk, they're focused on the task at hand. And so the key is we got to run the ball and dominate the offensive. Giants fans should all wear white sheets for the game and remind Darnold of his coach. Oh, that's great. I like that one. Until he tore his pec. He went out of that game before the half. Paul Jones. So, we lost Pecco way before we lost Hutch. Kyle Pecco went out about Kyle Pecco tore his pec. He's out for the season, having surgery. AJB, Pat is in the house. Good to see you, my brother. We found that out on Monday, Paul Jones. I think Nowaski should be our starting Sam linebacker with what he showed in the second half at Dallas. He's got that speed, the skill. What do I got for a score in the big game? It's going to be something close. It's either going to be 27-24, and that's no matter which team wins. That's what I think. It's going to be right around there. Oh, he's not wrong. CD, it was awful at running his route. Because when a quarterback's under pressure, they throw it to the spot where the wide receiver's supposed to be. If you're not there, is that not a bad route? Let's talk about that. Think about it. And at least Dak didn't throw his receivers under the bus. It took somebody else calling them out. I think it's going to be a dogfight. And the way we got to win is the same way we won against the Seahawks. We got to get out in front and stay in front. Let them play catch up. Oh, they were 100% trash routes. Um, Joseph, what did you ask? Because they like the chat comes in a minute late, and everybody talks at the same time. So I don't know what you asked on the question mark. Hey, amen. I'll give you good luck on that. George Pickens with 0 touchdowns talking shit about Amon-Ra. That makes a lot of sense. Dak is the richest practice squad quality QB in the league now. He don't care about wins. I know. Did you guys hear Jerry Jones threatened to fire the entire radio station he owns there in Dallas when they asked him, "How do you feel after that loss on your birthday?" He gets so salty. I'm quite sure his heart was broken by the dagger that Troy Aikman said about his team. He threw that whole team under the bus. US hat was priceless. It was. Ask me again, and I'll fire you right now. I'll fire all of you. I own this thing. Oh, it was great when they showed him getting the cake pregame. They need to leave that old man alone. He is senile and hasn't had his prunes yet. I don't think he's as senile as everybody thinks. I think he's starting his senility at 82, but he remembered that beatdown probably because he got messaged by every other owner in the league. What the hell are you doing? I'm just, if I wanted to trash talk all day and everything, I can't believe that one poor loser saying bad things about Dan Campbell. I know. Talking about that governor that lost the election, saying it was horrible for Dan Campbell to run up the score against Dallas. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen versus Dallas ever. This was better than the comeback win by Matthew Stafford. Even if Jerry went to Oz, the wizard wouldn't give him a brain or heart. He would say, "Sorry, I gave my last heart and brain out already." That's actually pretty decent, Will. That was good. We seen some horrible performances just last night. Spencer Rattler. Holy shit, he looks awful. That Broncos defense was on him like white on rice. He was holding the ball so long his grandchildren are attending college. And he threw the football worse than I've seen in a long time. He was so bad that game. He was so bad that game. He made Jamarcus Russell's first game look good. Dallas is the one team I agree should have gotten run up on. That was a perfect game for Thursday Night Football. Hey, but I will say Al Michaels was happy because one team did score over 30 points, so he didn't have to gripe about scoring. Denver, Javonte Williams was going off and just lighting them up left and right. It was glorious. What's funny is I predicted 24-3 15 minutes before game time. It was 26-3 at the half. Those guys were killing them. I, no, that's not true because they already played them once and lost miserably. Um, remember? I hope, buddy. Jake Hayner comes in less than two. That Saints may be the most injured team in history after last night. Yeah, that was sad about a Debo breaking his femur. One of the rarest injuries to have. I love this stage of AI's career because he doesn't care anymore. He just talks shit in the whole game. Yeah, Al's great. Al Michaels. I love it when he talks shit. And everybody else is like, oh man, he's awful. He don't get excited on the good part. I don't know. He was pretty excited with how Denver was playing and taking the ball away. He made it adamant that he was loving that. It made it exciting to watch because if you just had to watch the Saints offense that entire game, you were one sad puppy. Saints fans are already putting bags over their head. Again, the Aints are back. Isn't this like their fifth loss in a row now? Did you read Sean Payton's lips when he shook Dennis Allen's hand? Yeah, you're good. He snickered at him. It was great. Maybe way past the due date. Yep. You have a good day, Bo. Great to see you. Thanks for hopping in, making some comments. It helps us all. You know how we do. It would be the toilet bowl. It is the toilet bowl. Hell, we already got one toilet bowl this week, 9:30 a.m. We should all be Pats fans because I think we could end up with a fire sale happening there. I don't think Josh Allen is the right guy to get. I think because of the years of control and at a cheaper price, Walker. Chad will burn Woodward. Imagine losing Hutch and saying it was the best game against Dallas ever. Talk about hating Detroit. Redacted 18. Packers fan here. Hope you guys beat down the Vikes. Let's race from 5 wins. Yes. Bring back Vern Lundquist. Oh, um, I'm trying to understand who Chad is here because I don't understand that statement. It was the best game versus Dallas ever, and we did lose Hutchinson in that game, and we still held them to just a field goal for a quarter and a half after that, and they got 2 picks and more sacks. So I don't get where you're saying it wasn't the best game against Dallas ever. Oh, 100%. I miss John Madden and Pat Summerall hosting together too. Those two guys were classic. Bring back Dish Shinkle. I don't even know who that is. It was our best game versus Dallas ever. I don't care what you can lose one player and still win a game. We just proved it. That's not hating on Detroit. Where is that hating on Detroit? The next man up mentality showed the rest of that game. That was the best game this team played against Dallas in a long, long time. Uh, Probably since that 1991 wild card win. But I think to acknowledge that that team still did stuff after Hutchinson was hurt, I think that's hating on the team. There are 53 active players on that roster at the time, at game time. They walked out with 52, 51 actually. I just don't get how people don't think that wasn't the best Dallas game ever. I miss hearing Dandy Don singing "Turn out the lights, the party's over." LOL. Yeah, he used to do that. Oh my goodness. I just don't get the hatred. I don't get how it's hatred. Acknowledging they all say good things must end. So acknowledging that this was the best beatdown since the 1991 wild card game as being a same old Lions fan. Hmm. I don't get, I've been a fan since 75. So if I'm a same old Lions fan and I believe in this next man up mentality that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have been preaching the entire week and didn't make a move before 4 o'clock yesterday, which means any move they make, they can't play till next week anyway. So there won't be a move made. We scored every drive on offense. We stopped them damn near every drive on defense. That's a win. And you can say Dallas had already given up, but the fact they were still trying and the Lions were still stopping them. It was the best game ever. It was the best game ever Detroit's ever had since 1952. We scored 47 points. If they wouldn't have taken the Panay Sewell hook and ladder off the board, it would have been the best game in franchise history. It was a best game performance. 52 points is the most scored by the Detroit Lions. He probably is. He doesn't understand. This was the best game since 1952 the Lions have ever played. Ever as a team. I'm not talking about one person. We lost two players in that game, and nobody's even acknowledging the fact that Kyle Pico went down for the season. Everybody's so worried about Hutch, they forgot that Kyle Pico, a depth piece that was providing pressure. Well, they did try to run it up. Luckily, a penalty called it back, Brent. 47 points is the second most points the Lions have scored on the road in franchise history. We're not talking about the Lions of the 90s. We're not talking about the Lions of the 80s. We're not talking about the early 2000s because Pico isn't flashy. I understand. But Pico was flashing some brilliance in that first half versus Dallas. He was living in the backfield. So it is what it is. You know, injuries happen all the time. It sucks when it's your best player on the team. I get that. But at the same time, the team mentality stayed focused through the entire game. Next man up work. Let's see if it works again this week. We didn't, not all of them. We put some in. We put our second string offense in after that failed hook and ladder with Panay. And we may have lost Carlton Davis III for this week because he's dealing with the quad. They're saying Brian Branch will be fine. It's a knee strain. It's nothing major with his knee. They just didn't want him to push it and make it worse. Uh, we're. I'm not saying we're not screwed on defense. I'm just saying let's see what happens because that's what the coach and the GM asked us to do. I don't even know if we're screwed if JG goes down. We are if we trade Hendon Hooker away. MCDC doesn't single out a player for no reason. Pico was doing his job and Dan saw it. 100%. Yeah, we got Hooker and from who had 10%. They've been here for 10% of the time. I understand we got Hooker and from, but nobody wants to see from. I guarantee you nobody wants to see from if Jared Goff goes down. Right. Great all around victory. Horrible injuries. We put our backups in when Dallas put theirs in. Well, yes and no, because Kirby Joseph was still in the backfield and made that pick at the end of the game so we could take the knees. Um, don't forget that. That was Kirby Joseph that made that pick in the end zone. I don't think the Lions will draft a QB. I think they're going to stick to what they've been doing. I wonder if Houston will play. I don't know. I don't know if they trust him. He played that one game, was awful in the Seahawks. He had a bye week to practice through, and they didn't play him versus Dallas. He rode the pine. He was part of the undressed crew. I don't think they trust Houston to be worth a damn. I think we're going to see more out of Ukwu and probably Mitchell Agood and those guys called up. I think you will probably see another guy called up to the from the practice squad for linebacker as well. You know, when I was at camp and Houston couldn't get past Sorsdal or Skipper, I knew he was in trouble. He doesn't have the same bend. He's heavier than he was. He hasn't lost the weight. And I think that's what's affecting his bend. And mentally, I think he's wrecked. That pin doesn't allow that push off, but to bend the way it used to. And I think it still gives him pain. Like I said, I know people that were in their 20s that had the same surgery and was never the same person again the way they walked or ran. They're trying to wait and see if he can get back anything from that rookie season type of production out of him. and he was drafted. That's why. I think he should have been waived. I don't think he ever should have made the 53, and I've said that the whole time. It might be the same circumstances as Bugs was. It seems to me that Houston is taking up a spot on the 53. 100%. Everybody remembers how great he was his rookie year. Came in 7 games and got 8 sacks or 7.5 sacks, whatever it was. It was an amazing run on 78 snaps. Excellent pressure win rate. They moved him to Sam linebacker. He covered Noah Fant, rolled, went off to the tent, got it taped up, came back out on special teams, and broke it on the next play. I think it was a high ankle sprain, and he was trying to push through it. That's just my opinion. I don't know. They're waiting to see if he can get back to that shape. They want to see that type of thing, that pop that he had his rookie year. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it was a wasted roster spot to me. I would have rather had Uku on the starting, on the 53, or Bet, either one, than Houston. And I said that because both of them had sacks against first string units in the second and third preseason games. Joseph was in because we only dressed 3 safeties. Okay. But still, Joseph was there. Defensively, AG's got him have to draw up the blitzes like he did after Hutchinson went down. We're gonna have to be blitzing from different areas. We have to disguise it. Can't just show blitz and then not do it every time. We're gonna be probably blitzing 5 or 6. Remember, there's a quarterback and 5 offensive linemen. That only leaves 6 guys out there to cover. And one of those guys are usually blocking for the quarterback. But I'll make sure I have the up-to-date injury report tonight at 9 p.m. for the Lions Fan Cave chat, where I invite other fans to be on here with me. Uh, we will be going live then. People who love to troll are the ones that have multiple accounts, usually 9 times out of 10. Um, no, actually, Terry on Arnold had a great game. Go back and look. He didn't have one PI. All the PIs were Carlton Davis III or Vildor. He's probably going to have to. The biggest thing on offense is we got to maintain the clock and dominate with time of possession, utilizing our run game. The Vikings defense has not faced the Vikings defense has not faced a rushing attack like what we have in Gibbs and Monty together, and we haven't faced a defense like theirs. So that's the wash. But at the same time, they don't know what to expect on defense because there's no tape on this defense without Hutchinson. So it may surprise the crap out of them. I'm just speaking factually about it and how I feel it goes. And like I said, I think the final score, and it doesn't matter which way it goes, it's going to be 27-24. Well, that's whether the Lions win or whether the Vikings win. I just have that feeling. Both offenses are clicking. We're talking about the first and the third offenses in scoring in the NFL right now. including that ass whooping that the Broncos put on. Man, Monty is fun to watch. That's Sonic and Knuckles. Jameer Gibbs is Sonic and Monty is Knuckles, 100%. That angry run, oh my goodness, the one where he just refused to go down. The guy tried to grab him by the jersey at the 5, and he just spun out of it and shoved him to the ground. That was great. And think about this. Rakestraw just had his first NFL action. That was his first game he played in. Was he perfect? No. Did he look like a rookie out there? Yeah. Did he play decent? Yes. I believe he did. Brent, I'm not against that. And the fact that we're averaging 30.1 points per game and they're averaging 26.2 says that our offense is better with the same amount of games. But our defense has just started to come into their own. Yes, Lions run game versus Vikings run defense. Unstoppable versus immovable. Going to be a great game. 100%. I actually used those words in a chat the other day. Yes, and it is that time. Close enough. I might as well do it. Let's start at that bottom. FTP. Pocket packet. Same record. No divisional loss. But the Bears, FTP. And in second place is our mighty Lions. We are 4-1. In first place at 5-0, they can get skull fucked. Jeremy, Lions might gonna have 7,000 yards on offense. It's a possibility. I'm back. What up, though? FTP, yes. They will probably try to take St. Brown or Laporta out or both. Oh, I know. They try to say that we were dirty players, Anzalone, Hutchinson, Kirby. And I say, let's embrace it. They want to call us dirty like that? Letter voice, lol. Uh, they want to call us dirty like that? Let's bring back every dirty player that is able to be brought back. Screw it. Vontez Perfect at Sam, Dominican Sue. Let's even see if we can get Jack Tatum out of retirement. He's deaf already. Let him hit somebody. Jesus, I'm just saying. They want dirty. Let's bring dirty. Let's get Bill Romanowski as a linebacker too. I'm just tired of this people where everybody goes panic mode. I'm tired of everybody saying we're dirty. If we were dirty, there'd be more fines on the Lions players than there are. So it's run the ball to set up the play action pass, eventually hit them over the top when they cheat the safeties in. They've got some good safeties. Bring Rad Conrad Dobler. Yeah, it's funny how no one ever called us dirty when we were losing. I know. I know. They play like it. Let's play like it was in the 70s and they cry. 100%. So I wonder if there's going to be any jerseys added to the Lions corner in the Football Hall of Fame. Because you remember on week 1, Deckers was. In week 4, it was Goff's. Last night, this past week, that score of 47-9 had never happened in NFL history. So my prediction, it might be David Monty, either Montgomery's or Sewell's. I think it's going to be one of those two. They might put Hutch up because of the injury, and I wouldn't be mad at that either. I think one of those three goes up for last week's stuff. Sue was bad, number one. No, he got penalized early on stuff. Buddy, if they try to take away Laporta and sit down, we have the answer. Run, baby, run. Go Lions. Yeah, the NFC North is one of the best conferences. We can all say fuck the Vikings, fuck the Bears, and fuck the Packers all we want. But in all actuality, we're the best division in football right now, and it isn't even close. You realize our division's 17-5 through 6 weeks? That's never happened in NFL history, where there's only 5 losses in the entire division. Every team right now is on the verge of playoff contention. How crazy is that? If we all stay on this trajectory and it ends up where a 1 loss or a 2 loss team is at the top, our worst team might have 4 losses. How crazy is it to think that way? I don't think anybody thought it was going to be this good. Yeah, 17-5. It's nuts. And yes, only because we haven't kicked their asses yet. I love that one. Great call, Jim Jackson. And as much as we all want a deal done to get somebody, if they win this week, they're going to hold out another week. It could be the first time in history that we have a 4-team playoff division. Think about that for a minute. As good as everybody's playing. Right now the Lions are on a 3-game win streak. The Vikings are on a 5-game win streak. They just had the bye week in there. The Bears are on a 2-week one. The Packers are on 2 weeks. The Bears are on 3-week win streak. This we haven't lost a game in the NFC North except for a loss to Minnesota by Green Bay. So while we all sit here and poo poo on each other and talk our shit, this division is really damn good right now. Agree, JB. Winning our confidence soars without Hutch. Yeah, yeah. They're preaching the next man up mentality. We're hearing that already the new guy we picked up on Monday off of the Bengals practice squad is showing out at practice. He's bull rushing Taylor Decker and Panay Sewell. And one of the losses was interdivisional, 100%. That was when Green Bay lost to the Vikings. And that one exposed them as not a good zone defense team. Think about that for a minute. Green Bay exposed how weak the zone defense is because of when they went prevent and they started rushing 4. Green Bay struggled tackling, struggled covering, and everything else. They were all cooked. I I keep that stuff in my craw to talk about it. I just know if they go into a prevent defense or if they try to run zone, they don't do a good zone. And we have good route runners on this team. We got Amon Ra, Tim Patrick, Sam Laporta, and Jamison Williams, who's emerging as a good route runner. I have to give a little homage to my paying sponsor now. It's Brandon's Tire, located at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road in Flint, Michigan, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check us out. Used tires starting at $45 and up. If you need new tires, call to get your quote. 810-233-8230. Talk to George, Red, or myself. Love Patrick to have a big game. He if he does as consistent as he has for one more game, if he does it one more game, I will put him on that Josh Reynolds part. You want to know what's crazy is last year by week 6, the Lions had, I think it was a total of 21 drops going on. Do you know how many drops the Lions have through 6 weeks this year? 3. And one of them happened in the Dallas game where it didn't even hit his hand. It hit him right in the shoulder pad. That was that pass to JMO. Everybody remember that. That counts as a drop because it hit him. And I get it. But we only have 3 drops all season as a team. Last year it was 21. Look at the disparaging difference. It's huge. I think it's JMO, Laporta. Was it Patrick or was it? It was St. Brown. Those are the 3. Nobody else has a drop. But try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. It's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here in your own heart. Treat each other better, people. That's what we need to do. And sometimes I need to hear that myself. It is an amazing stat. We are tied for second best in the league with the least amount of drops. You know who number 1 is right now? It's Kansas City Chiefs and the Raiders and the Browns. Those are the 3 top ones. But I get why the Browns are there. They got Deshaun not getting a massage happy ending Watson as the guy. But thank you, buddy Quinquito. It was great to see everybody. Have a great